Rose Kennedy Smith has lived a life shadowed by one of the most famous legacies in American history. As the eldest grandchild of John F. Kennedy, the expectations placed on her were immense, almost impossible to quantify. Born into a world where every action could be scrutinized, every word analyzed, Rose has carried the weight of a family name that symbolizes ambition, tragedy, and the unrelenting glare of the public eye. Yet behind the polished images and carefully crafted public appearances lies a story far more personal, complex, and surprising than anyone imagined. From the beginning, Rose's life was intertwined with both privilege and pressure. Growing up in the Kennedy orbit meant luxury, influence, and opportunities many could only dream of. But it also came with an invisible burden. Every milestone, every achievement, seemed measured against a yardstick set decades before her birth. The expectations weren't just about education or career. They were about embodying the family's mythos, intellect, grace, charisma, and an almost mystical sense of duty to the nation. For Rose, this inheritance was both a gift and a trap. Her early adulthood revealed the tension between public perception and private reality. While tabloids speculated endlessly about her love life and career, Rose quietly pursued her passions, sometimes aligning with the family's expectations, sometimes diverging in ways that surprised even those closest to her. Unlike the political trajectories of her uncles, her path has been less about election cycles and public speeches, and more about carving a personal identity within an arena dominated by history and expectation. It is here, in these private decisions, that the first hints of her true story emerge. Rose's personal life has often been described as carefully shielded, and for good reason. Media attention has the power to distort and amplify every misstep. And in a family that has experienced both adulation and tragedy, privacy became paramount. Her relationships, friendships, and even professional endeavors were often cloaked in discretion, leaving the public with a fragmented picture. Glimpses of elegance, flashes of charm, and whispered rumors that only fueled curiosity. The contrast between perception and reality became a defining element of her life, one that shaped both who she is and how she engages with the world. Professionally, Rose has balanced the weight of her family name with her own ambitions. While the Kennedy legacy could open doors, it could also cast long shadows. Every career move, from charitable work to entrepreneurial ventures, was scrutinized through the lens of her lineage. She faced a unique form of conflict, the tension between autonomy and expectation. Critics and admirers alike wondered whether her achievements were her own or extensions of the Kennedy myth. Yet, those who know her well insist that Rose has consistently carved spaces where her talents and vision shine independently, quietly defying assumptions while honoring the legacy she inherited. The emotional landscape of her life is equally compelling. Growing up in a family marked by public tragedies, assassinations, scandals, and relentless media attention, Rose learned early that resilience was not optional. Coping with loss, managing scrutiny, and navigating the pressures of legacy became daily realities. These experiences fostered a profound introspection and emotional depth rarely seen in public figures of her generation. Her strength, often understated, is the product of years of navigating circumstances that would overwhelm most. In 2025, Rose emerges as both enigmatic and inspiring. She is a woman who has taken the lessons of her youth: resilience, discretion, and a relentless sense of duty, and transformed them into a life that balances privacy with purpose. She remains deeply connected to family traditions while pursuing her own passions, navigating philanthropy, cultural initiatives, and personal projects with deliberate care. The tension between public fascination and private fulfillment has shaped her into someone who understands the true cost of legacy and the value of self-determination. Perhaps the most shocking truth about Rose is the degree to which she has defied expectation without fanfare. The public often anticipates flamboyant gestures or scandal in families like hers. Yet Rose's rebellion is quiet, subtle, and profoundly meaningful. She has chosen agency over spectacle, reflection over reaction, and authenticity over performance. Her life is a testament to the fact that legacy can be embraced without surrendering one's individuality. And history can be honored without becoming imprisoned by it. The narrative of Rose Kennedy Smith challenges common assumptions about privilege, fame, and inheritance. It reminds us that behind every iconic name is a human story filled with choices, sacrifices, and the daily work of defining oneself. In a family whose history is etched into the American consciousness, Rose has found a way to exist on her own terms, navigating pressures most could not imagine while quietly shaping a life that is unmistakably her own. In the end, the story of JFK's eldest grandchild is not one of scandal or headline-grabbing dramas, a story of resilience, courage, and quiet determination. Rose teaches us that living in the shadow of history does not require surrendering individuality. Instead, it can inspire a life of intentionality, reflection, and meaning. The shocking truth isn't about what she does or who she dates, it's that she has found a path that is hers alone, proving that even amidst the weight of one of America's most storied legacies, personal authenticity is the most extraordinary achievement of all.